Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, and our little trip down memory lane. Let's recap the rules. I'm playing as Chris Valentine, my main character, under New Game Plus. I am playing as Meteor's Job in the promotional trailer, aka Warrior. I am doing all instances either solo or through duty support, with the exception of normal raids, alliance raids, and duties that do not support it. And finally, all of my gear is quest or patch level appropriate. Where we left off in our endeavor, we are on now episode 76. The Crystal Braves. Last episode, we were recruiting for a new trial company. And I'm trying to decide where I'm going to go first. I want to be able to take the Ethernet to Novaneth. Okay, I've got a general gist of an idea. So first, to the Gladiators Guild. Ah, Wilred. Wait. You're the man who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't. Probably be dead. And a whole lot more of my friends besides. They were such fools. Anyway, that disaster really got me to thinking. About our homeland. About the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated. And vowed to make of myself a more worldly man. So, here I am. A new company of champions. You say it will take me to all corners of the realm? Sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Oh, good for you. Next, we head to Milvaneth's Sicarium. We'll go by way of the Miners Guild. We'll advance Bayon's little journey because... Orson!
Oh, what a happy coincidence! Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson, of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion? Thancred, wasn't it? Ah, 'tis new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds like a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking.
Alright. Now, if I recall correctly, Yellow Moon was next on our list. Yep.
I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is it some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you are wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir.
This is why I don't recruit fashion victims. And I don't mean fashionistas, I mean fashion victims. And a bear. Aye. Oh. Oh, we had some line changes. Wait, the would-be savior of Ulda's refugees winning. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's referring to the... Wow, they just skipped this line. That's kind of weird. Anyway. You'd be surprised what rumors drift down the Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. That is epic foreshadowing. Company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the stall next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Well, it was worth a shot. Back to the strip. I always forgot where I need to go. I'm so glad they introduced the map to the porting menu. How fared you, Chris? What hidden gems did the streets of Uldar offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamegan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless. And the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Chris. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed in my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea. Oh. Great cutscene. Voice cutscene, if I remember.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience. Since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
Nope.
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Hold on, oh, there were no...
Have faith,
Oh,
Your
yep, there were.
Grace. It is not over.
Nope, no it is not. Alright, let's head back to Mordona. Alright. We're nearing the end here. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Chris. I am certain that the antecedent will be relieved to see you free of your other duties. Alright, what's next on the list? Yep, thought so.
Greetings, Chris. Alphino tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphino to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slathborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires?
Okay. Slathborn.
What can I do for you, Chris? Oh, you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Ha! I barely noticed your recruits arrived. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer of aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. Told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so because that means less work for you in the long run.
Slathborn! The shipment! We couldn't...
Oh, whoops. Female voice.
Gods, woman, what befell?
We are bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll. Provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. They were many. Too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us.
There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take a rest and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. To do. Heretics are involved, and this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate?
House Forton. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper.
Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Chris, are you not on good terms with the Knights of House Forton? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load. I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Haurchefant will be glad of your assistance.
Alright, off to Camp Dragonhead. Arya was in there for a minute, but... Well, if it isn't my fine friend Chris Valentine. Oh, whoops. Would you care for a plate of roast caracal? The mulled wine? No. Ah, I see you have not come to my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. Alright.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you
voice
need not
cutscene.
elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Forton does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies. or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve.
Good thing we're not blocking him in this, or at
brigands
least
have
this
not yet
time.
been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Yep. Because otherwise we're not
Alone's
making progress in
blessings be
this.
upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Thank you, Harshavant. Alright, let's go visit Clermont. We're gonna fly there, seeing as how we don't need the Chocobo Keep anymore. At least the blizzard's not that bad. We'll expedite Bayan's journey, because sadly he's on foot. I love that mount.
Yes, welcome, welcome. We'll be pleased to know that the repairs of Stone Vigil proceeded place. Joe repelled sure and strong that the Dravanians might batter themselves senseless against our shield in the west. But venture, however, that matters of masonry were not what brought you to Whitebrim.
Oh, lines have changed in this one.
Trail of abandoned thief of the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? Why, the fury. You seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, that 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. It is not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields. The men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. It is an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Perhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. Patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task.
Crab baskets. Up on the second floor. Yep.
Tell you what happened. Why, yes, of course. Quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly Blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to White Brim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals. They were taking everything. It was then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods. You'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. Tell me it was a miracle I survived at all. I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time.
Alright, off to Snowcloak. Nope, I want my flying mount. Bayon will actually have a hard time of it, especially considering I think I sidetracked myself because of, oh yeah, everybody was fighting Behemoth. Yeah, I got waylaid. That's why this video took so long, because I decided to sidetrack myself with Behemoth. I still got some progress for it. Oh, and Lord Fireaxe was there. Hold up, let's rewind. Yeah, he was there, and he was still part of the League of Peace at the time. Anyway, let's talk to our house during their night.
Gah! Draw your weapon, foul! Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You're come-seeking heretics? We share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine. And yet they are gone, vanished like icy wraiths.
There she is. Ah, those were the days.
Glimpsed a woman atop of the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? To where did she disappear? Heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, a hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best were we to return to White Brim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Driamont.
Okay, we'll go speak to Driamont. At least now I know why it took me an hour to get this video done. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go in through the top. Somebody expedite Bayon's little journey there. Yep, there he is.
Chris, yes, I owe you my thanks once again. Surviving knights spared no detail in the report. Men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. They should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. Be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray, turn to Dragonhead and inform Lord Harshaphon of your discoveries. He will wish to plan the contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long.
Boom. Camp Dragonhead, here I come.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
Not much.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Cool. Works for me. Let's head back to Revenant's Toll. Still so much to do and little time to do it. Probably lost a lot of time.
Yes, 'tis good to see you return to the toll. How fared you within the frozen wastes of Kurthus? How's Fort Tomlins to send us a second shipment? I must send thanks to Lord Harshaphon for his continued generosity. And even as our town grows in prosperity, fear will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphino's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats.
Alright. Oh, whoops.
While you were away in Kurthus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed. Although Tataru does seem yet somewhat flustered, I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand?
I hope it's not anything big. She tends to go very overboard. Taru?
These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket. Ah, Chris, you startled me. You still lend a hand? Splendid. Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits will know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphino if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose.
Alright, I'm not gonna do the lines this time for each of the guys, because a lot to do and only a little bit of time to do it. So we start with Yu Hase. I'm gonna get Laurentius. Let's see. Aragamus. Then we come up here to Ilbed. Yeah, we'll be killing you. We'll be killing you later, buddy. Epic foreshadowing on my part. Are they behind the boxes? I think they're behind. There they are. Femi. There's Will Red. And there's Riol for number 7. I was searching around for a few of these guys. And Elaine. We will not waste time trying to hunt down the rest of the recruits. Presented all of them, so let's get back to business. All the uniforms are handed out. No? Yes, Chris. Ah, Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? It is my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Chris. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. Here we go.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one.
Could have been more enthusiastic about that
Whether
speech.
it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of
babe.
Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
Jeez. Alphino could have been a little bit better in his speech.
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
I need to check something really quick. Nope. Okay, let's speak with Minfilia.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder. Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
Nope.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelind's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Meanwhile, back in Kurthus. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let's hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Meanwhile, in in Ishgard. Honestly, I never understood why they showed this scene. Oh, that's right, Ascian. Ascian. Right, I forgot about that. But yeah, with that, we have finished patch 2.3. Now I can move on to some side stuff that I've been meaning to do. For now, though, we are going to take... it's too late to re-record. Maybe I'll have some time before... Probably not. Actually, maybe I will. But anyways, next episode, we will be moving on to some side stuff. And we will try to do it with patch level appropriate gear, at least for what we did. For now, though, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the show. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for final announcements. If you're watching on YouTube, here are the links provided to get you where you need to go. We'll see you in the next episode.